Built not by, files say so. Hands on steel, lines in code. Zip that rig, load that lot. Every single part, built not by.
Welcome back to the Roughneck Modding Crew YouTube channel. If you have not, please give us a like and a subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, itch.io, Discord, and Patreon. Links will be in the description below. Video number 2 on the Shutt rig. As I have said before, if you go into the file for the Shutt rig, you are going to find a PDF on assembly. Once you find that PDF on assembly, there is going to be instructions and a how-to in order to put everything together. Today we are going to be concentrating on installing the complex, which is the backyard and rig components. Some of the things that we will need is a suction tank, pump house 1 and 2, SCR house, generators 1, 2, and 3, boiler and water tank, and we will go ahead and put this together. If you have any problems, when this rig gets released, it will be released for FS22, and it is being worked on to be released for FS25 with no release dates. But if you have any problems, you can always go into the file, open this up, and it'll help walk you through it. This is just going to be a quick little video to show you how everything works and goes together. This is number 2 of the series. I don't know how many videos there will be on this, as this is a very big and complex rig. So if we go into game, and I get my screen to come up here, we are going to go into the store. When you go into the store, you're going to find a category underneath vehicles. Underneath vehicles, you are going to see a category called drilling rig. So as we open it up, we are going to see that we can find parts of the rig, and as you can see, the parts are color changeable. For these purposes, we are not going to color change anything, as I am trying to go through this just to show you as quick as possible. So we are going to buy one of them, and then we are going to buy pump 1. Once again, you can take and color change things on a pump to customize it to your liking. Pump house 2, we're going to do the same thing, and then we're going to go to pump 2. Now we are going to go and buy a suction tank, and on a suction tank, as you can see, it says front tank, side tank, or front and side. And then I'm going to go down here, and I am going to change color on the valves just to show you some of the options on here. As you can see, you have the options of valves, agitators, or valves and agitators, or nothing. For this purpose, we'll just go ahead and put valves and agitators on it, and once again we have the color palette for custom configuration. After you buy that, we are going to need an SCR house, so we will buy one of them, and then we will get into gen shacks. As you can see on your gen shacks, it'll say no walls, which is what we need for this configuration. Left wall, right wall, and both walls. So we are going to go without any walls, and that is just for this configuration. As you can see, there are many different ways that you can put these together, and that is the reason for the walls. So that is Gen 1. We're going to go into Gen 2, which has the same options as 1, and that is going to follow true for 3 also. So we'll buy them real quick. And then we are going to get into the boiler. You're going to need one boiler. Once again, custom color configuration. And last but least, what we need for this is going to be the water tank. So now that we have all our pieces, we'll go in game and we'll look and see what we've got here, and we will explain how some of this works and the importance of it. So for instance, I am going to grab this, and we are going to just bring it over here, and we are going to do a little demonstration with it on how the IC and stuff works. Now on this particular suction tank, you want the steps going towards the backyard, and by what that means is if your rig was up here and you say you was putting your rig here, you would like your stairwell to go towards the back. On this particular piece, you are going to find IC. Once you find your IC, you will notice that there is going to be an IC to raise the roof, and there is going to be an IC to take the flags off, and also an IC for the ramp out. What it means by ramp out is if we hit my collisions key here in the easy dev controls and I push this, that gives you a ramp. The purpose of that is if we get in this truck and we turn this truck on and get it in the operating position, and I come back here and I put the winch on this truck, now that we have the winch on that truck, now when I back up and I start winching, all that does is help me come up over the truck. If that was not on there, that would not be possible to do. It would create a collision and it would pick the truck up. So that is just a quick look on how the ramps work and the purpose of the ramps behind it and why they are important to use. So if we go back here, once you set your pieces in place, it is a good idea in order to get into the habit of putting your ramps away. And that's just because as you build certain pieces and certain aspects of the rig, you will find that if you do not put them ramp collisions away, they will hit and tangle up in each other. Now we are going to take and grab Gen House 1, or Pump House 1 rather. When you all take and grab Pump House 1, you will notice that there is two doors that open. When you open these doors, this is where your pump is going to slide into. If we hit our S5, you are going to notice that there is no ramp back here, and there is a purpose for that. If we go to the front, and once again we will look and we will see we have tarp off, which we need to do, and then our next one's going to be flags off, and the next one is going to be ramp out. We are going to keep the ramp folded as I am using super strength, and the reason before that is because when we go to set this pump in, you will find out that it has a ramp on it already. So it is not necessary for this building to have a ramp on both sides, as if you are going to haul it as a whole and leave the pump in there, you will be able to pick it from the other side. So we're just going to slide this in place, and when we're doing this complex, it is key to remember that this is the enterable building, and this is what everything will take and build off of. So if I enter the building without super strength on, usually helps, so I don't push it around. So if I enter the building and I get everything lined up here, now I have an attacher joint and prompt to hook to my suction tank. Once I hook to the suction tank, everything will fall in place. Now we will come over here and we will take a look at the pump. As you notice on the pump, it looks different on both sides. This side right here is going to be the side that goes inside the building. So once again, the reason I left my F5 on is so we can look at collisions. If you hit this right here, the side C, you are going to notice that you only get a collision on one side, and the reason being is because this is going to be the side that goes to the outside, and that'll create your second collision for winching if you decide to leave this in a building. So with that being said, we can go ahead and turn our F5 off and get rid of all the lines, and we can take and hit our IC. Now we're just going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to come over and we are going to put it in pump house number 1. Pump 1, pump house number 1. Once again, once we get this slid in here like so, now you will enter this building, and now you are able to hook your pump. And we are going to duplicate that scenario for our next one. So if we come over here and get pump house 2, and we come to our ICs, once again we are going to take our flags off and open our tarp, and then we know that our double doors face towards the back, so we can come up here and put this in place. As we've put it in place, once again, you are going to enter pump skid number 1, pump house number 1, whatever you want to call it at this point, as it's being built. We'll go ahead and shut these doors up. And now we can enter this, and we should get our prompt to hook pump house 2. Now we can open doors on pump house 2, and we can throw pump 2 in there. This is pump 2. Once again, the side with the IC node is the side that you want facing out, and I am going to check and make sure that my ramp is put away, which it is. Now we're just going to grab a hold of it and we're going to go slide it in. And there we go. Now we have our tank and pumps all connected. And we are able to shut our doors. There we go. Now we got our door shut. Next thing you're going to want is your SCR house. And if you notice, this last pump that we put in only has one door. So, and you look at the SCR house, it's going to have a single door on one side and a double door on the other. So ideally what you want to do is you want to line them up. So we will spin this around. Once again, we will find our IC nodes. And now we can take our flags off and our ramp. We will slide this up here into place. And once we slide this into place, we will be able to go ahead and get into pump house 1. And we will get a prompt to hook this up. So now there's our SCR house. After SCR house goes in, your next piece of the puzzle, of course, is going to be Gen 1. Now to make sure that Gen 1 goes in right, you are going to want to have the radiator facing the rig. So in other words, remember, our rig's out here, and this side will be our radiator side, and this side will be our exhaust side. Once again, we are going to find the IC nodes, and we are going to put everything away. So we are going to go ahead and take our flags off and our tarp off. As you see, there is other ICs on these buildings, and that is for animations, whether it be doors or something like that. Some of them have animations for raising and lowering parts, and this particular one does not have anything to raise and lower the stacks. It is done from when you connect it. So once I connect that, you will see the stacks will come alive. So there's your exhaust, and that is Gen 1. Now we will go and grab Gen number 2, and we will repeat the process. And once again, you're going to make sure that your stacks are facing out the back. And we look and we see that we have to place it in this way. Once again, we're going to go to the side and we're going to remove our flags and our tarps. And then we can slide it in place and it will take in. Hook to Gen 1. Now you have to remember when you're hooking these up, if there's a hard wall in between them, they're not going to hook up. So you want to use them in a soft wall configuration. Now I had a Gen 3 bought, but apparently it sent it to the main store because I overloaded my mobile store. So we're just going to go ahead and rebuy another one. Here's Gen 3. We will go ahead and buy that. And then we need a boiler. And then of course we need the water tank. So now that we have them, we can go ahead and I can come over here and grab Gen number 3. And we know that the rad goes towards the rig. So we will go ahead and grab it. Bring it over. Set it in place. And once again, we will remove our flags and open our walls. You will notice that some of these buildings are a little bit different, and some of that is, for instance, like this one, you know, you can put fuel in and refuel your vehicles and stuff like that. So there's different aspects of the game. So once that goes in, you are going to come over and get your boiler. If you will notice, if you get on top, your boiler, the stacks are in a little bit different positions. So you are able to take and put your boiler if I remember correctly. Here's our water tank. So our water tank goes in like this. Oops. And I think the door on the boiler is going to have to be looked at there. Let me see. Yeah. So the door on the boiler will go towards the rig side. So as I pick it up, it's going to line up with the radiator side. And that's why it's nice that he has instructions in here. I have not played with this a whole lot, but I have played with it enough. But you don't remember everything all the time. But the more you play with it, the more that you will be able to. Now on this one, as you can see, if I hit this IC here, this one should, right there we go, that one raises a stack. So where the gens are done on animation, your boiler, you physically have to raise the stacks. Once again, we will go back into building number 1, and now we attach the boiler. Now for the water tank, as you notice on the water tank, it will have a standpipe on one side and not the other. So this is the side that you want to match up with your radiators over there. the standpipe will go towards the back side. And once again, we will be able to come up here and we will be able to use our IC, and we use our IC to take the flags off. And this one actually has an IC for your lights on and off, so you are able to turn your lights on and off. Once the light, we have everything put away, we'll just take and come back here and slide this in. And of course, we come back up here and we hit. Now that everything is hooked up, the camera needs adjusted on this one a little bit. Now that everything is hooked up, you can go into your tools, and as you see, it says attach tool with a motor. So we should be able to get into our gens and start the motor. So I open the door here, and we can come in, and as you see, there is IC nodes for the engines. So once we starting the gens up, you are going to start getting lights and what have you. And there's different places to walk around in the buildings in order to do things. So we open up the SCR house. As you can see, we can walk through this, open doors. And you can go into your pumps. And you will find IC nodes to turn your lights on and off inside. Come over here, you're going to have an IC, and this is going to be more lights. So that's just a look at the complex and what can be accomplished. And how it works and goes together. Like I said, this mod is going to be available for FS22, and it is already in game in FS22, but it is being worked on and converted for FS25. So there will be another video after this one. Appreciate you guys taking the time and following the channel, and next week I will probably put out the next video to show you more on this, and it's going to be a fun little rig to play with. So have a great day, and thanks for following along.
Legacy mode, ranch to code. We wrote futures where the roads erode. From test maps torn to crane arm gold. This ain't just my life, it's legends told. Legacy mode, talk don't fade. Every file built in the shadow and shade. We broke the ground, we paved the load. Still rolling deep, deep in legacy. legacy mode.